What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Good old Cookie. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 24th of May today. We're at 31 cents with 8 hours and 46 minutes left in the day. Up 8% on the day. It's nice, right? But we've been in this area. We've really just been in this area for the last 3 days. It looks like we're just moving up here on a daily time frame, but if you look at this on a 1 hour time frame, we've really been here for a little bit of time. We're just consolidating. Upward consolidating, I might add. And as we're moving higher, we are getting volume decreasing, but we're kind of in a consolidation range itself. Normally, typically, when you move higher and volume's decreasing, I would kind of write that off as a bad thing, but I don't know. Maybe you're just losing volume because you're coming to the end of your consolidation phase and you're about to break out to the upside. I mean, that happens here, right? You're moving up here and volume was dying off, right? Literally right there, volume was dying off, you're moving up, but you're just at the end of your consolidation phase and you broke out. Could be, could be. Let's look at this on a 1 hour time frame and then zoom out. And we'll go from there. Okay, so from a 1 hour RSI perspective, the RSI does have a nice little downtrend here, and in my opinion, downtrends that are this well formed, they don't really stop right here and then turn into uptrends. Typically, if you get a downtrend like this, it continues on its merry way all the way down to the oversold zone. So this might imply, in this kind of behavioral way, maybe we're down here sometime, and this is the 1 hour time frame, so this isn't going to take a lot of time, right? This is 3 days goes by, and that's essentially where we are here. Monday is the 26th, right? Monday, Tuesday, something like that will be down here. So Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, something like that, Tuesday through Thursday next week, that'll likely be when we move up. We're probably going to consolidate until that time. So with the idea that we are moving up still and there's volume that's decreasing, even though we're in a consolidation phase, perhaps we do break out of this consolidation phase, this upward sloping consolidation phase, if I could draw, to the downside. Perhaps we do break out of it to the downside. Maybe it's a slanted head and shoulders pattern. I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of weird slanted head and shoulders pattern. And maybe it's just a consolidation phase. It's an upward sloping flag. I don't know, but breaks down. I do think that it breaks down. I do think that we'll see targets that are back at around 27 cents, maybe as low as 26 cents. I would correct that actually. From 27 cents to as low as like 23 cents. That might be where we go. And if we zoom out on a 4 hour basis or maybe a daily basis, it might be more obvious as to why we go to 23 cents, right? 23 cents at the lowest. That's our daily high closing kind of shelf right there. It is possible that we could move all the way back here, but I don't think we will. We spent enough time consolidating here, right? We were there from May 1st until, just basically like a good bit of the month there, 2/3 of a month, consolidating. We broke out. I don't think that we'll back test that for resistance or for support. I think that we'll come back down and we'll probably find support right at this area of resistance here if we were to go like to the lowest potential that we have. Because the reason why I don't think Cookie DAO is going to drop all the way back down to 20 cents, that's a 32% drop, right? A 25% drop will be hard enough to do, but with this kind of growth, standard volatility, you kind of see that in the crypto market. So I could see that happening, but even that's not promised. We really could stop at like 26 or 27 cents, stopping at the wicking highs instead of the closing highs. Oftentimes, and mark my words, wouldn't this be funny if this exact thing happened? But this happens a good bit of the time where you have closing highs. That's where you will wick to. You'll wick there and find support there. Where you have your wicking highs, that's where you will close at. So quite literally, it wouldn't surprise me if Cookie DAO, in all the excitement to the downside, wicked to 23 cents, but closed at 25 cents or higher on whatever day it is that it moves down there. But the 1 hour time frame has me convinced we probably will move down. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame and just go from there, okay? And by the way, I'm not selling any Cookie. I don't care how convinced I am of it going down 10%, 20%. I'm not selling because I've been tempted to sell a couple of times, and if I had sold at any step along the way here, I would have been wrong. I really would have been wrong, and I'm happy right now, even with the idea that talking about it going down now, I'm happy with not selling because what if I'm wrong? It's the best. It's great to make money when you've called it. It's even better. It's like there's this like forbidden sorry. There's just like forbidden sweetness of being wrong and making money still. So I'm gonna keep myself tethered to that. And if we go down, cool. I could buy more or just wait, and we're going to be growing in a matter of no time at all. Cookie's definitely not done here. June is going to be an exceptional month. We're going to see new all-time highs. We're going to go to prices that are above $2. You're only at 31 cents now. I'm the opposite of bearish on Cookie. I think we're going to see some phenomenal growth over the next month, over the next 6 weeks. Just over the coming days, we might move down. And that should be expected. We just moved up a lot. You literally in like a week's time saw 122% move. Yeah. You're at areas of resistance, areas of prior support. You're going to find some turbulence and move down. That's okay. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, getting way ahead of myself here. 4-hour RSI was way overbought. You were above the 90s. You're basically residing above the 90s for a while. Now you're back at the overbought zone. You could get a little lift here, form some kind of double top, right? Or sorry, bearish divergence, lower high. Let's look at the 1 hour. You're already here though. Ooh, maybe you do. Wow. Wow. This upsets my kind of theory here. I didn't notice this before. I was too quick to judge, but look at this, right? So you've got the lower lows and the lower highs. It looks pretty perfect. It does look like it wants to go down lower. You could go up a little bit higher here, sure, but what you're getting is a direct rejection, a direct rejection, a direct rejection, right? Each time. Here you meandered a little bit, but it was basically a direct rejection. Here, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different looking than any of these other highs, right? And you might actually break out because of that. That would be interesting. What if you do? Has Cookie done that before? I mean, kind of. You had a downtrend here and you broke out, but then ultimately went down, right? What did that promote over here? Slightly higher high, and then you inevitably went lower. Yeah, something like that could happen. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. The 1 hour might be signaling. We're at 31 cents now. It might be signaling that we're ready for a little bit higher price. But I would expect this to be a higher high in which a lower high is made in the 4-hour RSI, giving us bearish divergence, and likely that would cause a dramatic sell-off. So even if we do move up to like 34 cents, 35 cents, whatever, we're probably going to snap back to prices that are below what we are now. So don't chase, don't FOMO, but it wouldn't surprise me actually if today might finish with some kind of a bullish intent actually. Let's look at this high to low real quick. Let me just see where we are. Yeah, I think 34 cents is a very possible option. So yeah, 31.2 cents now. If we don't start moving down now, that's okay. We can go up a little bit and then probably start moving down. I would think that we don't go above 37.6 cents. If we do, the notion of going down to any degree is just out the window, and we're just waiting on like 50 cents or something like that. I don't know. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's not clear as to what I'm saying here, essentially, because I know I swapped a little bit there at the end, the 1 hour time frame does look bearish, but there's a little bit of a signal that might be bullish right now. So with it being the 1 hour time frame, that could lead into the end of this day, the 24th, and even the beginning of the 25th. Don't FOMO, don't get too excited if we go to 34 to 37 cents, okay? Do get excited if we get above like 37.7 cents. Do get excited then. But if we're between like 34 to 37 cents, it's not that exciting. We're likely just going to snap back to prices that are lower than this, and those prices are inevitably going to be, I would think, at the least like 26 cents, at the most 20 cents, but probably somewhere between 23 and 26 cents is where we're going to find support. That'd be my expectation. And likely we take tomorrow, Sunday, the next day, Monday, and even parts of Tuesday to configure this downward consolidation, right? It's going to be something like this, but it's not going to be anything too dramatic, okay? So other than that, Cookie's got a lot of growth to go. I'm very much under the interpretation that we see prices that are above $2. I'm more convinced now than I have been throughout this whole entire rally, and maybe it's because this week is just up so much. I mean, bullishness can definitely make you euphoric, and that can be a bad thing. It can be a good thing too, but you know, we're also looking at this. We're right at the golden ratio. Going up a little bit higher isn't anything to be too excited for. Oftentimes when you find resistance in the golden ratio, right, it's not just the golden ratio. It's like this zone. That's why I have two white lines there. So if you come up here, you find resistance in the zone, oftentimes you do revert back to the 0.5 or the 382 or somewhere in that zone. 24.3 cents, you know. It's a very common thing to do when working your way higher. It's very, very common to do. You would almost always expect to find resistance to the first attempt in the golden ratio. But when we go higher, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised if not only did we see prices above $2, but maybe even above like $3, man. We really might get there. End of this move, end of June, we're looking for something on the lines of like a 7.5x to potentially a 12.5x. Yeah. That's what I'm expecting. Bare minimum, absolute bare minimum is about a 5x from here, and that still outperforms the average coin, even from the current price. So I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.